Righto, ladies and gents, welcome back. Here we are. It's on like Donkey Kong. We're just getting set up now for the next match. This one's going to be a bit of a ripper. I'm kind of super excited here. We've got the NRD AAS clan combo versus the BiGD public team. And hopefully I've got my actual microphone working. God, I'm embarrassed. Look, it's going to be a good match. This is the one I'm actually looking forward to. I've played with a lot of folks around the traps, and this is the one that I'm really looking forward to. For my podcasters, just quickly, I'm on the German side, so Whiskey, jump on the German side as well. The other lads, jump on the other team, please. I'm going to introduce you to our panel members shortly, very, very quickly, because the match has just kind of cracked on. They've all just jumped on, and it's already underway. So Kiwi's back with us, Fuzz is back with us, Whiskey's still with us, so lads, we'll talk to you in a minute. Introducing now, I've got Deadman from the OC clan. G'day, Deadman.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
All right, so good to see you here, mate. Now, you played last night. We might get some insight into your thoughts on that particular match. Thanks for coming along and being our guest here. But one of our main panel members who's joining us for the first time tonight, but has worked with me before, from the Chimera Legion team is Keltith. G'day, Keltith. Good to see you back, mate.
Hey mate, how you going? Thank you.
Good. So yeah, look, from the Chimera Legion. So we'll actually hear from you again on some of your thoughts of last night, how your team went, how your clan went. All right, so this is it. It's on like Donkey Kong. I've got who's that? Just Glasson is the NRD commander, and we're looking down through the team here. There's a lot of NRD guys here that I know and have played against or with over the last couple of years. Gwerdon, actually, I've known a lot longer than the NRD time. And Gobatron as well. Oh, Gobes is a ref, my bad. Gwerdon I've known for a long time from my old clan Panzax, which was back in World of Tanks days and things like that. Across to the BiGD side, the public team. Who's commanding that, please? Can I get one of the lads to tell me?
We have Captain Meatfingers is commanding for the publics.
Captain Meatfingers, right. Very good. Okay, looking through some of the other guys here on their team, there's a few names here I know. The Pooch, I know. Xiao Xiao, Aussie Blackbeard. Let's see. Who else? Attila the Fun. All right. Yeah, Lotion, I know that name. Okay, so there's quite a few folks there that I've known over time. All right, just going to deploy in now, and we're going to get this on. And you can see there we've got two supply trucks racing in from the, well, I'm looking at the NRD team. So two supply trucks, a tank following him, and two transport trucks. We'll get this this camera thing going real quick. What do you got over on the other side there, if you can tell me, please, Keltith?
Yeah, sure, mate. We've got team pushing forward. Mostly looks like just the squad leaders and a couple of trucks on their way in. So we've got a transport and a supply heading out a bit further north.
All right, thanks, mate. I'm just ripping up to the Scar. So this is one of those battles again. Interesting, we've got Salient 42 down there on the bottom and Carl Trail are the 2 points either side of the Scar. And the Scar is that defensive point. I'm going to get in behind, well, who's this in a machine gun? So SS Ruffle, God, I can't even read that. My eyes are old. SS Ruffle Reaper, something like that. Great name, I guess. He's just setting up an MG on Overwatch, and look, he's already ripping into that transport truck. What have we got here? We've got a few, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people have jumped out already. He's in a good attacking position to, Overwatch position. What are the BiGD public team doing at the moment, if you can, Kiwi?
So basically what I can see is quite a slow start, if I'm honest. So the nerd team have basically been able to just flood Scar with very little opposition at the moment. Now, I think if
oh, that was a sniper shot. Bam, and he's gone. And he was marked man by himself there. Go on, mate.
Yeah, if the public team can take this opportunity, if they're just going to go, okay, you have the point, but we're going to go for map control and start placing some really key garrisons around the map, then I think that might pay off, you know. Otherwise, it's a bit of a slow start. They've not really contested much at the minute, but it's early days.
Yep.
It is early days.
All right, I've got my stream sniper thing on. God damn it, I've got to get rid of that. So while I'm sorting that out, we're just having a quick look at the map before we start getting into the real combat side of things. I'm looking at the fact that the Big D public team are actually down the bottom of the map. As you said, NRD are all over the point. They've captured Scar. They've got 2 Garys at the back. So straight away, they're ahead of where what we saw last match with the TFK guys who were not building enough Garys as far as I was concerned. The interesting thing is that the Big D public team they've controlled south of map very well at the moment. There's 3, 7, 9, 10 people there. Deadman, talk me through that. What do you think you would do with that control right now?
Well, yeah, it looks like they're going for map control. So it looks like they've got 2 or 3 squads on the south, and on the north side, they've actually got their commander in a supply truck doing a very long route, like all the way through North Pass.
Well,
but yeah,
what's interesting just from that last match, mate, where they are right now is on that bunker system that Chimera locked down for the last cap point, and we know from discussion they've got full overwatch over the Scar. Anyway, keep going, Deadman, please.
Yeah, I think if they keep pushing up that hill, getting more map control and working in behind them, they can do some real damage up there, especially if they get some cheeky, like, AT gun placement.
All right, I'm following Mr. Nice now up the hill. He's got a full squad plus behind him. He's about to come into combat with some stuff. Whiskey, talk me through what you would do from down south here at the moment if you had this control with the Big D public team.
Yeah, so I don't know whether this is planned or not, because they didn't really take any aggression towards the point. It seems to be they're trying to squeeze NRD and AAS into the midpoint here. So they've got a good push going on the south. Basically what they need to do here is just coordinate. They look like they've got 3 separate squads here. They just need to coordinate well, slowly work their way in. So if you push from the north, the south, and the west, just squeeze that point, the Scar. The thing about Scar is there's so many angles of attack, and it's really hard to defend.
That's right.
So if they can surround NRD and AS here and get a few garrisons up and squeeze them in, they're a chance.
And that's what's interesting here is we just saw the map light up on my side. NRD put a recon overhead and saw about 10 orange or 10 red dots or whatever they come up as. Shit, I can't even remember. That's how bad tonight is. More coffee, more beer, something like that. More whiskey. There we go.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of threat down here. NRD are defending with, I would suggest, about 6 people there, but they're right down in the gully at their garrison. Whilst that garrison is good, Mr. Nice is over the back here. He's waiting for his guys to catch up. That's what's happening. This is fascinating. There's people everywhere. Mr. Nice just got capped by someone who's coming in from the back.
So if you head down to E7 Noppers, that's where the battle's going to be. They're NRD and AS. They're reacting to it. So there's a big fight for that E7 square happening now.
I'm just watching Joby class of 60 something or other come in behind Mr. Paddox. Mr. Paddox, I know, is a pretty good player. Oh, he's up to task too. There you go. Recon squad's over the back there. I think what part of their plan, and this is what I would do, there's got to be a line of supply between Sullient and Scar, and I would close that down. And that looks like what Big D public team has tried to achieve here. But they are gradually being squeezed out. Did they get any OPs up down there? Can someone on the other side tell me? Did they get many OPs?
Down south, yeah, there's 3 OPs. Each of the squad leaders has 1 down.
All right. Are they all together or are they spread out, mate?
2 together, 1 spread out. At the moment, they're pretty much just content to hold the other side of the river. So their slow start has probably cost them in being able to have that river pressure. And now they've got to fight over the open ground to get in.
I'm just noticing a little bit of a fight up north here. Attila the Fun and the Pooch, both names I know from public games, are facing off against General Boone and Moondog. Not sure if this is a hold, a defensive play. What are they doing?
I think just before their commander actually set up that flanking garrison and was pushing south, and they were covering him from that side of the river.
Take a look.
They got a few of the guys.
Taking a look at the map right now, there is a recon squad, and they're perfectly entitled to do this. NRD's got a recon squad that is going around behind Carl Trail. What do you think, Kiwi? What are they doing there, mate?
Yeah, well, they've already identified where the enemy tank was, where the public team tank was, so that's well marked up.
Where is that tank? Just out of curiosity.
It's just literally above Call Trail.
All right, yeah, I could look at the map and see the mark myself. That's terrible.
Yeah. So it's it probably could be in a stronger position. From my opinion, that tank could probably be in a more dominant position. So it's been well marked. Recon's got in behind them, and this is actually shaping up to be a really good match. One mistake BiGD have made, I think, they had a great attacking Gary in F4, but it's gone red now.
Yeah,
and they didn't spawn anybody on it. And so now that was a really good opportunity to squeeze the point from north and south, and that, you know, that could have been a game changer, to be fair.
Someone's running in the back of this tank now. It's Poo Sloth, and Poo Sloth is a well, he's given it a hug. He can't do much else to it. He's a bit brave there with his pistol out. And
well,
he's
Gary did draw a few more people to the E4 position to the north, so they brought another squad out from the defenders, which will hopefully give them a bit more room, but they've also crossed the river now, so they're holding the other side of the river as well.
All right, there's a really good battle going on here. Poo Sloth has got in the sniper bunker, and he's got infantry coming in behind him. FedEx is trying to clear him out. He actually just killed someone. Attila the Fun's up to the north. He's trying to clear him out. Poo Sloth has got a really good position here in that bunker, and they can't find him. He has Overwatch over what's going on. Oh, he's going to get shot here probably. No, they're facing the wrong direction. Oh, they're dealing with the other part of his recon squad up to the, what's that, the southwest. So really interesting, really interesting flanking move that's gone on here. If you had this, Buzz, you played last night, if you had this set up, Carl Trail, Scar and Salient, give me a couple of places where you'd want to actually set some stuff up.
As Axis or Alloys, mate, I could.
Oh, good question. That's a great question. Okay, if you were the BiGD public team, and this is what you had, and if you had moved on the point quicker, I mean, you probably would have had a big firefight with NRD anyway. But if you had moved on the point quicker, what would you have done?
Well, first things, I really was quite hopeful about this southern push, but I feel they just lacked the initiative and the aggression to take it to them. Did look promising at the start. They had, like you said, 10 to a dozen guys there. They pushed straight into the Scar, or they flanked around into the F column. It could have been really deadly.
There's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 NRD versus 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. Okay, so there's 9 or 10.
The problem is they're not taking the ground. They're getting the kills, but they're just sitting back. They're not taking the ground off them and slowly advancing.
Whiskey, we saw that last night. I'm just going to flick over to Whiskey and Kiwi here. This is what we saw last night, where 3 Para were pushing into the Foy boys from one angle, but they weren't. They were dominating an area but not taking the ground. That's a comment we made last night, actually, in your battle. Whiskey, do you remember that little scenario?
Yeah, so I mean, a bit of constructive criticism. I suppose 3 Para's attack was a bit, you know, they sort of put a bit too much eggs in one basket, and we sort of reacted to that. It kind of looks like the public team might be doing the same thing here now, still trying to push in from the south here.
They are getting closer. They are getting closer. They've got a set of supplies now at Echo 7, Keypad 9, and a squad leader there to do something about it. This could be interesting.
Just something from the NRD side here. You can see their 2 southern Garys here. They've got their OPs really close to them. I'd like to see them spread out. Maybe if they move their OPs further to the west as a bit more of a beacon, because if one of the southern attack from the public team get there, they're going to get a Gary and an OP at the same time.
It's a very common problem on public servers, actually, funnily enough, and lots of clans do it. The squad leaders put their OP right next to the garrison, and the point you've made there is so critical. If you lose one, you're going to lose the other. There's no question. So if you're going to drop your OP, don't let the commander drop supplies on top of your OP. If he does or she does, move your OP somewhere else. Or if you're going to put a garrison down, put the garrison down and then piss off 100 metres, 150 metres away and put down your OP. That way, if you're defending an area and you lose one of them, you can at least spawn on the other. Right, so we've got a bit of a... Oh, that Johnny Red just came in and took out their garrison.
Supplies. Yep. No, just the supplies, so they never got a garrison up with that squad leader.
Oh, right, that's disappointing for the pub game, for the pub team. Look, they're doing okay here though, aren't they? They're close to the point. They're just not getting any further. God, there's some infantry marks on the map though. How many infantry up there at D4? Oh yeah, lots. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and there's a whole bunch up on the hill here in Overwatch who are getting flanked by Putang. Putang's lobbing grenades at him, I'm guessing, at the garrison. Oh, that hurt. That was brutal. That was a great grenade. It went right on the Gary. He threw that perfectly. If you want tips on how to throw grenades, that's the way to do it. He's going to get taken here. But he's running the wrong way, I think. Oh, he's up to the task. Putang, well played, mate. Took out Pooch. He's... there we go. And he's dead.
So that southern push, we've just had ROFL Reaper, who's ran along the pretty much along the road next to the river, and he's pretty much at point now. And there's only 2 people on point that he has to really contend, and this is probably where the squad leaders could have used the ground in front of him and pushed the bunkers to be in the hard point.
The trouble with poor old Reaper here is that he's an MG, not a side leader, so they
And
can't.
he doesn't have that watch.
That's right. And this is where a couple more guys had followed him in. They probably would have taken that point, but that south kind of got stuck and
Look,
held up too long.
We're going to follow
I'd
him.
like to see them use the depression and go maybe through the dragon's teeth there and even push up.
Exactly.
We're following
But
him
he's-
in now. He's going towards that bunker. I'm assuming the commander of NRD is probably going to hear these footsteps. No, he's gone the other way. He's actually run the other way.
Yep, I-run's coming.
I-run's a very, very good player, unless he's crap. Some days he's crap, but generally he's a really good player.
Nah, he hears
He's
him.
on the
He's right
garrison.
on him.
Gary.
Will he get him?
Oh, he's going to get it. Is it tight? Yes, he's got
Oh,
it.
he got it.
Oh, and he's
Gary.
died. Hey, look, well done, though. That was great work. They're going to get it back, though, pretty quick. Have they got supplies there to do that? I can see 50 supplies. Yeah, they'll be able to get Gary back up, and they did. That's unfortunate. He did very well to get in there. He just needed a squad leader with him, didn't he?
Yeah, and we're sort of fighting. This whole southern push is now pushed really far into F7, but they're pretty much fighting over no territory that's important. They're not in the sector, they're not contesting, and they're just being held up.
Yeah. I'm
As long
noticing...
as they can push forward.
I'm just following the Tiger tank now at Fox 7. Who's in that tank? Ahmed Hazar, Josh Growan and Devil. I know I've played quite a few games with those guys and against them. They're a reasonably good crew. They are dominating. There's some excellent tank work going on here. They've shredded the bush of infantry as they've come through and shut down this southern push. Dark Angel's getting around behind him. Has he got the goods? Let's see. So last night we talked about where to shoot tanks. Whiskey, you like shooting tanks, I know that. Oh, Dark Angel's dead. Where do you shoot a tiger, mate?
Up the arse, knoppers.
And that's where the engine is, correct? What about the American tanks? Where do you put rounds into them?
I mean, if you're talking about a heavy versus a heavy, obviously whoever shoots first usually wins between a Tiger and a 76. But usually as an AT, straight up the arse, but you're not going to kill it. You need 3 shots. I'll usually try and get a satchel on it. If you can get a satchel on the flat side, just below the turret on either side, it's an instant kill with a satchel.
Yeah, I got told last night by, I think it was Riley, told us if you shoot between the 2 sprockets, and I'm just looking at the Yank tank now, just between the 2 sprockets at the back here at the frame, or that's on the side, or at the very back of the tank, aim low. Let's see if I can get down right now. So aim low, don't aim for the fuel tanks on the back, aim for actually in here. Pretty much it's a giant white circle with a star in it. That's a reasonably good spot to aim. That hurts that tank a lot. All right, so what do we got going on? Keltith, give us a bit of a heads up on what you're seeing at the moment, please.
Yes, I'm just watching the hard point. So we've had Mr. Nice, who's basically run across the river there at the low point, straight up to point again, using that depression on the southern side of the road. And he is about to run into the hard point against the commander and Stanner. So we'll see how he goes. But he's again one man by himself attacking the point.
It's again the individualism, and that's just what I was worried about with the public game. Is maybe it's not individual. Maybe he was the last man standing of a group of people that came in. We didn't actually see that, so I shouldn't say that. It's a bit unfair. But we've seen it twice in a row now where one person has made it into the point. And
just quickly,
Yep.
I just
quickly
need to-
point out here that the
Yeah.
pub team have actually been able to drop an
Defended.
airhead in F5, F5 numpad 9, which is totally clear.
totally
No
devoid.
resistance around it.
All
It
right,
wasn't
brilliant.
marked or anything.
let's
They got
get.
subs there as well.
I'm getting up
I
there
think
now.
they do have quite a whole team still squad defending Caltrail.
Who was it?
Can I just throw something out there? Now, I don't want to disrespect the public team whatsoever, but it's confusing me as to why they really looks like they're defending Core
Yes.
Trail.
Yep.
Is it
Same.
possible that they haven't understood the match rules and they actually think that Core Trail is in play?
Just check.
Because I
check
don't
quickly.
understand.
Just check quickly
don't
that it's
understand
not
why they're
actually the
doing that.
admins, mate. They may well be admins.
No, it's
Three
Ah,
of
okay.
those guys are volunteers from the community that sit on the point so that it
Gotcha.
cannot be capped.
Yeah, they're,
okay,
they're your
so-
cap holders, mate. So that's
Right.
all right.
A few of those guys are OC.
Yep. All right. This is a great push here from the public team, isn't it? What a really good airhead, Kiwi. I got to tell you, mate. Stop dropping freaking airheads on the point. Stop.
Yeah.
No more.
No, I'll tell you what. If I hadn't have dropped it near that bunker, it would have lived the first one.
You
Because
just-
they hid in the bunker and then they ran out.
You did
It
it
would have
when
worked if I'd put it away.
when
Here
we were.
comes the bombing
There's
red
the
for
bomber.
push.
That's good. This is good. You did it the other day when we were playing. Yesterday when we were playing just a public match and you were the commander, and I'm raging at you in squad, mate. I really was.
Oh, they've
We've got the
spotted
AT
the
gun
NRD
down.
AT gun. Yeah.
AT gun is up. He's got a
Archangel's
bandage.
just taking out one.
Oh, this is nice shot.
Oh.
Bam, headshot. There we go. But
There's
it's
more coming.
that's Tomcat. Look at this. This is a great push from the public team. This is the stuff we wanted to see. Some real.
That's,
Talk to me.
that's how you should. That's how you should use an airhead bomb and run combo. I feel you got the airhead
Yeah,
down. You've got a
completely.
spawn wave off. Now you use that air support to get your troops in there. They've taken the Gary off point with it. Unfortunately, it already got built back up. But they know, okay, garrison destroyed. They can push with a little bit more confidence.
Yeah, they have to bring in more supplies now, which is actually happening. That AT gun's back up. I'm just watching that now. They've pushed into the point. The commander's in there. There's Tomcats sort of crawling along in front of the AT. That's brave.
He's on the Gary.
That's
We'll see if we can
brave.
Get it down.
Yep, I'm
Yep,
just.
got it.
Oh, good. But there's supplies dropping still. Look, I'm going to get out of that action, damn it. Oh, he's taking out the commander. Meat Fingers is taking him out. Yeah, that's good. Iron's coming in. There. Oh, he's down. Oh, it's all on. It's all on. Stanner's in there. Where's that AT gun versus the... There we go. Crashy. Crashy's a great player. But, he's got away with it too. Tomcat's holding.
What a great push.
That is... Oh, there we go. Tomcat's finally got it. So he should go satchel that AT gun. Maybe. I don't know if he wants to waste the satchel on that or wants to use something else. Again, though, look, that's unfortunate for the the public team. They've got no section leaders, squad leaders on the point. It's the last men standing are not squad leads. So they're holding the point. It's starting to turn, but there's not enough there. They just don't have enough. They can't build a Gary. They can't build... Oh, the nearest squad leader's got to be a couple of 100 meters away. They're
They do have a couple of OPs spread out around there, but they are very close to that garrison.
NRD just lost to Gary at Fox 4. They're responding to that. That's not the response you should be looking for. I don't think. What's our thoughts there? Should you be sending troops up there into like Fox 4 to get rid of the enemy, or should you be going somewhere else? Who are we going to throw to for that? Deadman, talk to me.
Look, I think at this point they're taking that kind of control up to the north. So putting a couple people up there, like I would not probably put an entire squad, but having a couple people up there where they actually have an OP up there, so they are fighting squad on squad essentially.
Yeah, I'm just watching
It's
that
not
now.
necessarily a bad thing. That depression where that OP is for the public team, that's actually a very strong position because they can pop up along that entire depression all the way down to the water and walk onto the point.
Yeah, we're watching 3 versus 2 here on that OP right now. They're getting flanked. Yeah, that's good flanking. See, Guerdon I've known for a long time. He's actually just holding position. He's not. No one's running in, and they did. They multi-accessed that and killed the guys, and that's well done by those guys. Good counter there from NRD. But the push is still on in the middle here. All right, so Deadman, since we've got your attention here, what are you? You're the public team right now. NRD have surged on the point. What are you going to do with the public team right now to try and consolidate this push?
They need to get those guys up on the south across the river and actually putting some pressure from multi-angles. Right now, every time they're pushing, they're just pushing from a single point of attack. So NRD, all they have to do is focus on that one point. They only have to look one way, which means that they're just running into guns.
Does this sound familiar at all, Kiwi?
Yeah.
I don't feel like they're utilizing their tank, the public team, in this situation here. In the absence of a two-pronged attack, fire control and fire support from that tank down onto the point would have a similar effect.
Yeah.
And would allow the guys attacking from the other side a little bit of freedom of movement.
Yeah.
I feel like their tank could be having a much bigger effect now. I think HE should be reining in
And that's
on whatever they can take.
That's what
I
we were
agree.
desperate.
Their recon are right behind the tank, so they know exactly where it is as well.
That's what we were desperate for last night from your guys, Kiwi, was get your Tiger tank forward. Now, maybe we looked at it from admin cam and made armchair general decisions, but you're seeing it here now yourself. I'm behind that tank now, and I'm looking at their line of sight. It's not great. It's not great at all. And it would have been if they just had to move forward to the edge of the trenches, even whilst they might be a little bit more exposed. They get that downwards depression of the gun, and they can shoot everything. Even moving it north a little bit and getting it up into the forest a bit. I don't know. I just when your tank's that far back, if you're too scared to use a resource, then why have you got the resources? How I look at it.
They've also lost that Gary that they got off the airhead, and one of the big ones with that push, while it was fantastic to come in from behind, the other squad's still sitting back on the western side of the river from the original Gary, so they didn't push in at the same time. They would have had the attack from both sides, and that probably would have put a lot more pressure on NRD, who could basically just fight the one side, take them over, and then they've sort of lost all the effort that they got from that airhead.
Yeah,
I
Agent.
100% agree with that, because even it's how I would describe the public team's attack at the moment. It's just a little bit disjointed and out of sync. So if you look at Charlie's squad down in F7, they've had supplies dropped on the build a garrison. If they built that 3-4 minutes earlier when all the attention was up north, it relieves half that pressure, and they could probably get a squad into the point from the south because no one's looking at it.
Oh, I just saw Mussolini. Unfortunately, the guy hadn't released yet, so as soon as he put down his OP, he did the right thing and was the last man standing there. He put down his OP and then immediately disappeared, and that must be disheartening because that's the end of his little push there. NRD have pretty much got him completely surrounded, and they've just gunned him down. Look, that squad there did pretty well to hold that area for so long. But you're right. I'm seeing that disjointed nature of the attack. I guess that's the downside.
Just
I think if you're going to talk about the public team and if you look at it from their perspective, that's probably what you're going to expect from players who are picked from a sort of a fairly random pool of good players, and all these players are really good players in their own right, but not being in the clan situation and probably not playing with each other as much as what the other clans have done. You're probably going to see this kind of thing, but it's really cool to see the public team get in there and to actually have a full public team competing, and I'm sure they'll learn from this. I'm absolutely sure they'll learn from this and come back stronger. I mean,
yeah, and then look, they're playing well. I mean, I'm still reasonably impressed. But what I just wanted to point out, whether Gumby just ran past, he's actually on our panel, but he just got gunned down, the poor bugger. But he's not on our panel here, but he'll be joining us for panel things at some stage. It's important right now to look at Echo 6, Keypad 3, and that is the Tiger tank. Devil's just jumped out, not sure what she's up to. She's just having a bit of look for inventory. Okay, that's interesting. I would do that from the commander's hatch. I really would. That Tiger tank is right down on 100 meters from the river, and that's what I would do. Even at risk, that Tiger tank is much more in the battle than if it was back up on the ridgeline somewhere, trying to poke its 88 through trees. This, I think, is what we were talking about before, Kiwi, with that the other tank up in Delta 4. It can't affect the point, can it?
The
76.
The public.
Yes, that's right.
Public tank. Yeah, it's ineffective. It's ineffective where it is. But I think what they were thinking and what we were thinking was the tanks, apart from fire support, the tank's first role was to neutralize the other tank, and then once the other tank was neutralized, then we would consider moving it into what is in effect a better position, but it's also a more vulnerable position.
Yep.
So you just have to be careful that you weigh up those two possibilities. If you get the timing wrong, you're moving forward while they get their next tank ready in a dominant position.
Yeah.
But your point's absolutely right, absolutely valid. It's
just
just a
look-
matter of timing it, I think.
I'm just looking at Max Toggle here. He's got an MG. He's down in Echo 7, keypad 1. He's on the logs, and he's covering God knows how much terrain there. His field of fire is this beautiful arc of the slope that goes down to the water. So as soon as he spots anyone coming anywhere near these polar logs from that slope on the hill, he can gun them down. I reckon right now I can see a...
Tiger down.
Oh, I just saw
Tiger
that.
down.
What took
They
that
just
out?
peeked the corner. That was the 76 on the hill. Took out the Tiger.
Yes.
So the
Just so
76
they're
is
about to get
moved.
They're
The
about to
76
carry
pushed
to-
up, even with their recon right behind them, and took out that Tiger.
Where's the
So from
76
what
right
we were
now?
saying now you can move your 76 down because you know they're going to have a respawn time for their next tank. So now's when you want to move your tank
Well,
into
just
a more dominant position.
having said that, it just got AT gun from the tank going
Oh, yeah.
100. So, yep, it's taken a few rounds here. It's one more will take it out, I reckon.
Knockers,
we've
can
got
you
a,
see the
just a-
half track? The big public have got a half track.
Whereabouts,
in,
mate?
F4. F4 Nomad 9. It's
There's
on
also
the
They're
way.
an airhead there.
And an head.
Oh,
And they
look
just
at him
got the
go.
carry up in F8 as well. So if everyone redeploys now, they'll have pretty good attack from behind. Two
NRD
different
haven't
angles.
seen this airhead. They've got no idea. There's
It's
no
in
one
the
here at all.
exact same spot too. That's where the last one went.
I
F-
think they should have held off on the bombing run. Waited
Yes.
for the attack. I
I've-
think that bombing run's a little bit early.
I've
Bit
just found
premature there.
I've just
Yeah,
found
that's a
Wormel.
big-
We've all been there. We've all been there, lads, haven't we?
Speak for
If they get a
yourself,
few
buddy.
spawn wave,
No comment.
I've got
Come
two
on, man,
kids
come on,
though,
we're in
so you know, or three kids.
We're in the circle of
technically.
trust. We're in the circle.
But 3 kids that I know of. I might have been premature a few times, and I'm just not aware of it.
just quickly, Noppers, if,
Yep.
if they get a spawn wave off this airhead, F5 for NRD side's completely open. They haven't got a single person in that cap sector.
I was watching that.
there's one.
The anti-tank
Not a
guns
single
there.
person.
There we go.
Four.
But what they do have,
Three.
guys, is a garrison that just lit up that gives them warning. I can see the supplies. All they would have to do, meat fingers, just turn around and you would see their supplies and garrison behind you. That airhead is about 50 feet from the garrison. Have you ever done that? Kelton, I know you lead a bit of stuff. Have you ever done that where you've dropped a garrison and you've been 10 feet away from the enemy garrison?
Yes. And I've seen people run past it as well, and then you sort of set it up, run around the corner, find their one. You're like, oh damn.
And we've had it happen in comp games.
Yeah.
All right, so tell me how NRD are responding here, lads. Fuzz, talk to me. How are NRD responding?
First thing that I'm seeing is those guys who are sitting in E5 immediately recognised a threat coming to their northeast and responding to it accordingly. They don't know that it's an airhead plus a garrison and now a supply truck that's going to come with them, but they do know that there's infantry there, so they're going to start pushing it.
Well, this is a multi attack too here. You've got that push point through that creek, which is distracting them. If you looked at the map on this side, I can see 2 Garys, one Gary locked, one Gary lit up, and they know the Gary lit up at Golf 5. So right now, the NRD guys are thinking, shit, have they suddenly got 50 players on the pub team?
Exactly.
And now the commander and Mussolini, they're both in. He's got a support guy, so he's got supplies. Dark Angels coming in. This is good stuff. This is good stuff. With 11 minutes to go,
Yeah.
we've got a really, really good multi-axis push going on. Our commander's dead. Yeah, you got to actually look around, boys.
Yeah, and I know 5 minutes ago I chipped them for being disjointed, but if you look now, they've got the garrison down south, they've got the airhead, they've got the supply truck, they've got the half track, all within 2 to 3 minutes of each other. This is wonderful play by them.
But we've
I'd like to see them
would've-
try and control that bunker though, that destroyed bunker. That's a very strong position.
the wrong thing has happened again. If anyone learns something out of what just happened here, these squad leaders and commander cannot be at the front of the push. Although I know you lead by example, those 2 guys died. They can no longer build an OP or garrison down here. So everybody
Squad leaders
else.
are pom-pom.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So now we've got those guys are still 200 meters up the hill. We've got a couple of stragglers left here. NRD are able to counter this push if their shooting is good enough. Shit, I tell you what, Patax just had someone run in front of him and he didn't shoot. That's interesting because he's a support guy. He's going to dump supplies. He's waiting for his commander. Okay, so he's playing a very smart game there. What have we got going on here with NRD now? Look, they've got 1, 2, 3 garrisons under threat. Have they controlled it at Fox 4? Have they stopped that?
I wouldn't mind them seeing a little bit of separation between the garrison and the half track in an ideal world, but I think if they were able to increase the angle a little bit more, you'd have two really good attack angles.
Right, which is good.
Just,
Really
Harrison
pressure,
just
but-
got overrun by them spawning on that rear Gary from NRD. They
Yeah.
immediately overrun it as soon as they spawned.
Gumby and
Just
bread.
quickly, Noppers.
Immediately on it.
And
I
now
know
they're
you like,
attacking now.
I know you like questions, Noppers. Just quickly, what's wrong with the picture at DE45? What's wrong with that garrison there?
D45, what's wrong with it? Now, the one that's in the enemy territory.
I mean, that's just basics. I know NRD have control this well, but that's just basic stuff, isn't it? You put that in the blue.
Yeah, you could, maybe 8 inches to the right. I mean, what's 8 inches between friends? But yeah, that's horrible, isn't it? Literally a garrison circle in a bit, and it would be a good garrison. I'm not sure. A
Another
little.
time when that airhead Garian attack was fantastic, but no one's come from the south. They're a bit slow to get in. You've had 4 or 5 and a sniper team. If they had pushed a bit earlier, maybe a couple of minutes earlier, they probably would have ran pretty much all the way into the bunkers on point before they were even noticed.
They are still
You
on their
guys-
way in. They've seen their half track. They know the half track's there where Dingo Pup just died. He's got that locked in. Patax is still hiding in the bush. Good on him. He's not letting them know he's there. He's hoping to lock down their spawn point, but he's not actually doing it. He's holding with supplies. Someone's shooting. He is shooting now. Agent's got him. Yeah, there we go. He shouldn't have shot. They wouldn't have known he was there. Have these guys found the half track out the back? I'm afraid they have. RD's there and he's locked it down. There's a tank coming up on it. Yeah, that'll end it. Do we watch that happen? I suppose we could watch it for a second. RD, better move, because that tank is not stopping for anybody. There we go. One shot in. I think they missed. All right, so that...
Hit the
No,
rear
they've
panel.
Hit the tracks there.
Yeah, right.
Tracks just absorb damage.
The gunner's going, stop the tank. I bet that's what's being yelled at the moment.
I don't think they can get their gun down far enough. They don't have the depression on it.
I just saw the that's classic good tanking there, isn't it? Someone asked a question about the interlude music. It's actually a splice of a whole bunch of military marching songs that I've actually sourced. I use them for my videos, and like some of them I used to play on a trombone. Would you believe? Go figure. There we go. There's the end of the half track. All right, I'm going to get Whiskey now. Talk me through, mate, how this public attack is going. We know that there's a whole bunch of people coming in from the south still. What's happening there, mate?
It seems like they've sort of gone back to what they were doing at the start here. They're back up on Siegfried here. They're trying to push in through there. Sort of that airhead attack got shut down pretty quickly though. But it's like you said, that the commanders and the squad leaders were leading first. They needed to get their OPs down, get some garrisons up and things like that.
So
it's just been shut down instantly.
For the public team, if you're listening to this one, that's a key point. Make sure your squad leader at least. It's okay if the commander's running forward because he's only 1 spawn point. Your squad leader's 2. And so get your squad leaders behind at least 1 infantryman. I will actually tell my squad leaders in public games at least, hey mate, let me go first please. So that at least if I get shot, because I do that a lot, I'm a warning for old mate to not keep running.
Just another thing as well, Nuppers, is another basic thing in games like this. Stay in pairs, because if one person shoots your offsider, you can turn around and shoot them. There's been a few too many solo people just running around doing their own thing.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing that's held them up on the south. One is, again, they're NRD on the point, able to fight off the airhead one, and then that whole squad to redeploy to the south to then fight off the southern one.
I'm just going to do a little bit of panoramic here because I want to show the people at home something very interesting here. So looking from a very high point over the actual capture point, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 just spawned into blue, so NRD on the point, and then a circle of public players almost all the way around. Yeah. There's still some coming in from that south flank, and it's marked, and so NRD know they're coming in there. And Johnny Red's down there trying to stop that. We've got a support player here, Weathered Gumby, Fatal. They're trying to cover the APC, the half track, and a couple more coming in behind. There's a bit of a strafe. Oh, that strafe was good.
They've got a good push going on here. They're
it
squeezing
is.
them in.
It's really interesting to look at that. That's
They've
right.
got time.
You can see the you can really see the effect
Starting to
of
cap.
map control. So you see that you can actually see the nerd players being compressed their movement's being shut down.
Yep.
They can't move freely anymore, and they're being squeezed.
Yep. So
And
they've lost
there's
it.
potential here. There's potential here for them to.
So they've
For
found the
a
half
public
track now. They've
They've
found
lost-
NRD's half track.
Yeah, they've known about that for a while. They just haven't been able to get to it. Oh, there's some really good play here from Crashy. He's a great player. There's some really good push going on, and they've actually pushed out, like the half track's been locked down. They've lost some close Garys. NRD moved a bunch of people north with that Tiger to try and deal with their half track, which means it's a long run to come back. I'm thinking, escape key redeploy should have happened there, but they chose to run back. Or maybe their orders were to control that because they think there's infantry up there still.
So
NRD...
they've got the river now as well, Noppers. They're coming through the riverbeds now as well.
I
Yeah,
could...
they got the teeth.
Oh, this is tight. This is tight.
This is looking good for the public team right now.
All right, so there's people...
We've got one on point too.
Yep.
The
If
only
they
thing
can
I
get-
would say
if
is
they
their
can get that
76 just
garrison-
got wiped. They should be redeploying as infantry. They're not getting another tank up.
Yep,
Mr.
that's...
Maximum point.
I'm not sure if that's allowed in the rules. I'm actually not sure, but they can at least come back on the ground. Oh wow, this is close. This is very close. We've got
2 minutes 40.
three minutes.
2.5 minutes.
No, 3.5. 3.5.
Sorry,
It's 45. That's time. There's time in there. Let's
They just got to push in now.
big
They got-
chunk of people coming in from the east there, south.
This is where your bombing run. This is where your bombing run would just be superb for the attacking team.
Timing.
Just the
100%.
timing of it. It would just
Timing.
literally give them the
If
20,
they got
30
that
meters.
garrison on the point, they'd have it 100%.
Smoke on the point. Here we go. Meat Fingers versus Dingo Pup. Both good players. He's going to die, whoever that is. Dingo's letting him run through. Crashy's behind him. That's interesting.
NRD's pulling off the hard point to try and cover that riverbed, and they're just coming through the front door now.
We need grenades.
Whole squad's here.
There's a whole
Yeah.
squad.
Bravo squad.
It's got to push in now. If they can get to that Gary, it's going to change everything.
We
Yes.
need the river squad to push in for public team now, and
Yep.
if that little bit of pressure.
Oh,
This is good
Dingo's
stuff.
too good
Doing
here.
this.
He's not. There he is. He's been taken by Xiao Xiao. And we've got two squad leaders on the point here.
They've just dropped an airhead as well.
Yes.
Yeah, it's an
Beautiful.
NRD airhead there. just
NRD.
back up.
Back up. Where's that coming in, please?
It's
Right
just
on the
point.
itself.
Oh, okay. Yep. That's good play there because there's a very good
Bombs are
chance.
also dropping an airhead.
Oh, rocket in the ass from. This is exciting stuff. Where's the OPs?
Man.
Where's the spawn wave? Here we go. He's got him. Oh, they lost their OP on the side. The Recon League lost his OP. There's a couple of guys that aren't releasing. I'm not sure why. Maybe they think they're locking the point. There's dots all over. The Recon's gone over from NRD. There's still a squad leader on the point. He's got supplies there, but it won't do him any good. No, the supplies are gone. Sorry, I think that's NRD supplies. The boys are
I think the
shutting down.
reason-
Go on, go on.
I think the reason why the commander wasn't redeploying is so he can still call stuff in. Because as commander, you can still call stuff in while you're downed. Now he's redeployed. It's almost a minute wait until he can start calling stuff in for his guys.
Wormald's in the bunker there. He's the only chance the guys have got here. Oh, another.
Just a key
Jeez.
thing from the NRD side there, Noppers, they've put the reinforce on with a minute and a half to go, so that's going to
Yeah.
last until the end of the match.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
That's
going
right.
to make it very hard now.
But the garrison is now locked down on the Scar. Oh, it's bumping in and out of lockdown. They just need to be a few feet forward. Yeah.
One of the fantastic things from the public side is the use of rockets, the use of their grenades. They're basically throwing everything they've got, which is fantastic to see when you're trying to get into the point.
As we,
This public, the tank is moving in, guys. The public team's tank is
Oh.
moving in. If it can get in a position to suppress the rear of Scar, we got a ball game.
yeah,
Even
there's
if it
great
takes out
stuff.
that garrison.
Gotta
There's-
be aggressive now, though.
Oh, he got
That's
stuck.
gotta be
He's got to
staying
back out.
40
There's-
Oh
seconds.
no!
there's 40
no.
seconds left. They need this to be starting to cap at least so that we go into
Everybody
overtime.
Push right now.
This is it. This is
The
it.
garrison's gone on point.
Garrison's
Tank
gone.
took it down.
Oh, the garrison's gone, but unfortunately, most of the spawns for the public team are down. Oh, great work from Crashy there. He took 3 players down at once with some support from RD. Mussolini's in there. He's the OP guy for him, but he's just lost his OP. They've spawned in, though. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's just too brutal in there for the public team. They're coming in the back, though. What are we at? We've got to be 4 seconds
Oh, I think
left.
that's gain. Yeah, I
That's
think
the
that-
game.
I think it's just...
Killing those
What
OPs
a
was
run.
huge.
Well done. public
That
team.
was a
Well
good
done. boys.
last push. That was really good.
We're watching. We're looking for the call from the refs. They've shut it down. The NRD guys have shut that down. They have control of the point. The public team, yeah, look, they're all over on the back hill there. Now it's a bit too far for them to go in. I'm just wondering what's going on, why it hasn't been called yet. I have got
I
chat.
see a good game from one of the refs.
Yeah, they're saying good game now.
Yeah, it's been called.
All right, there it is. Ladies and gents, what a ripper. What an absolute ripper after yet again a really sluggish start and a lot of sort of flopping around wondering where we're going with this. The public team have put in a couple of great airheads, a garrison. I think they underutilised their tank. Let's get some comments from the panel though, because I've been talking for a hell of a long time in the last 5 or 10 minutes. Start with you, Kiwi. Tell me about it. What do you think, man?
I think, probably maybe just compare them to Free Power as well. I mean, we're a brand new clan. They're a group of players that probably haven't played as much together as well. We started very slowly, the same as them, and sort of eased into it. And our best chance was in the last 2 or 3 minutes. I think as the players relaxed into it, they really started becoming tactically aware and coordinating. I think the word is coordinating. They started to coordinate, which is what they lacked at the start and probably what we lacked. But it's so good to see the public team contest like that and actually put a really good clan under pressure. So I say hats off to the public team. Well done.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And I'm going to 100% concur with everything you just said. The comparison for 3 Para and also the TFK guys, it's hard coming together for comp stuff. I've been there, done that. And so kudos to them straight up for giving it a red hot go. And everybody in that regard gave it a red hot go. I was hoping to see something cool from the public team. I did just there. Keltith, your thoughts?
Yeah, look, I agree with that. I think if they can take that away and learn a bit from that and sort of get that last 10 minutes where they started to coordinate everything, started to attack from different angles and basically coordinate that together, then they'll be very effective. They pushed the point. They were able to take out everything. Again, use that tank a little bit more, use the snipers a little bit more where they can put a bit more pressure on that point. But fantastic to see for a group that's new to competitive fighting. That's, a fantastic push at the end. They really put a lot of pressure on and really tested NRD in that last 10 minutes.
Now, let's not take anything away from NRD, and Whiskey's going to hate this because he's a foiber, I'm going to make him talk about all the good things about NRD and how they played. Whiskey, your thoughts on that, mate? They had a good win in the end.
Yeah, it was. Obviously, they had a decent amount of beacons. They reacted well to situations where obviously their beacons were lighting up. They were quick to react, and obviously at the end there was a good challenge for them, but they held off well there to stem that attack, especially that came in from the riverbed there to the southwest.
Yeah, Rog, mate. Deadman, as our guest from OC, what are you taking away for when you're going to play against both NRD and the public team, mate?
Yeah, we just can't underestimate them. They did really well for not playing competitively together in a group before. They did really well. The one thing I would say is when they had that airhead down, like they did not see that airhead. NRD missed it completely twice. They didn't see that second airhead until that supply drop came in. If they were a little bit more organized, and you'll see like the more like competitive organized teams doing it, they just swap out supply guys, get 2 guys spawning in on that airhead, then there's no beacon. Because as soon as they saw that second plane, that's when they realized something was behind them, and that other squad turned around to go and hunt them.
Or at least put your supplies a few hundred meters away, because your squad leaders are going to come in on that airhead. They're going to pop down their OPs somewhere nearby. You've got plenty of spawn there. Move somewhere else with it and drop those supplies there. But you're right, the stronger teams have that support player swapping out, because you drop your OP on the airhead or near the airhead, you race forward with your support guys, you jump down a bunch of support supplies somewhere, then those 2 guys immediately respawn, redeploy, come back in on those OPs. They're still in the fight, but they're coming in with a bit more firepower. I completely agree with you there, mate. Fuzz, I'll give you a chance to wrap up with some comments there, mate.
Look, to lead off, I am going to be very excited in the weeks to come to see what the public team puts together. I think just the improvement we've seen over these 45 minutes, if they can keep that going over rounds 2, 3, and 4, I think they'll definitely be a force to be reckoned with. I don't think any team should be underestimating them at all. people might be thinking, oh, they're just pubs or whatever, but sometimes pubs can still beat you.
That's right. So, and again, I'll say it, NRD, well done to you. That was a good, comprehensive win in the end. You dominated that match. 70% of the gameplay was all about you. So well done to the NRD team, and getting so fast onto that point really made a difference. It was an easier point for them to defend. I've got to say that straight up, because of those Overwatch positions they get. If on the right hand side of the river, I just tend to find that's a little bit easier to defend than the left hand side. So good on them for that. So a good win to NRD, but a hard win, and I think they will take some things out from that. Hopefully they'll watch the stream, learn a few lessons as well. Let's face it, guys, that was a great weekend of this stuff. That's all the battles for round 1 of the comp. I'm wrapped to be part of this, and it's been really good fun doing the cast here. I thank everybody who's watching out there. I hope you got some good stuff out of it. As we get better at this casting stuff, we'll make less mistakes. So apologies for those little bits and pieces that have been occurring. Thanks for watching again. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Look forward to seeing you at our next streams, which will be, the first one will be next Saturday night, 1900 hours Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time, which is Sydney and Melbourne time. I'm an Adelaide boy at the moment, so it's a bit different for me. Everything, life. But yeah, that's when I'll be streaming again, the 2 matches. And then we'll have Putang, of course, on the Sunday night doing the matches where he can. Ladies and gents, that's all from us now. You all have a good evening. Thanks very much for listening, watching, and see you next time.